Hey, it's World Refugee Day, and I'm here talking to Shahed, whose name I am going to screw up. So please, Shahed, tell us who you are and what your name is, how it's pronounced properly.
My name is Shahed Khaito, and I'm a Syrian refugee. I'm a filmmaker, and I'm also a student at George Brown College. I study video design and production.
Perfect. Okay, and you have actually you're not just a student, but you've actually produced three films that are very topical for World Refugee Day and very interesting. And I encourage everyone to check the links because we're going to post them and watch and share. But before we get into that, let us keep things light, do some dumb questions. Quick three dumb questions for you. And here we go. First dumb question, or not. What was what do you find as the weirdest thing about Canada?
I found many things were weird for me, but like the most weird thing was when I went to high school, like the actual school had no doors or fences around it. So I was like, you guys, you could skip your classes and you could go and you're still here.
That's right. And that's true. That's true. Some people do escape and they go smoking with their friends, but that is true. Okay, next question. What is your dream job? What would you like to do?
I would like to be a film director and be directing my own stories that I have written.
Perfect. And last question, what are you really bad at?
Interviews.
Okay, not true. Yeah, okay, thank you. So let us, one thing you mentioned is you, at one point you said you're a refugee, which is interesting because some people say, no, I'm not a refugee. I have permanent residence here in Canada. I'm a newcomer. Why do you say refugee and what does that mean to you?
So I always would prefer to identify myself as a Syrian refugee because it is what made me who I am, and it's my identity. So I have lived in Lebanon for 4 years before coming to Canada. So that was like a very big part of my life and my career.
Okay, and how did you come to, I know it's a terrible question, I don't normally ask, but how did you come to Canada?
Um, I came to Canada with my family through the family sponsorship program. Yeah.
Okay, and that means you had a sponsor? Is that how it works?
Yeah, we had a very, very kind and nice group of sponsors here in Peterborough. So it was like a very good experience, and I got to meet my favorite people.
Now that's nice because one of the reasons we're having these videos is to encourage people to become private sponsors. It's one of the greatest things that I always say, it's aside from, I don't know, having children, it's probably the most emotionally rewarding thing you will ever do. And it's nice to hear from people like you from the other side of people who sort of received that opportunity, that that it was a good thing for you. It meant a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah,
that
for
right?
sure. Yep.
Yeah. And you said you're still close, you're still in contact with the people who sponsored you, even though I guess by now you're past your first year. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been here for almost 3 years now, and I'm still in contact with them.
Yeah.
They're family. I call them family, and hopefully in the future we could sponsor another family together.
Yeah, well, once you've been here for 1 year as a permanent resident, you're allowed to sponsor somebody. And
Mm-hmm.
some of the sponsorships we're working on now are people who were themselves refugees once, but they're now kind of reaching out to the next group. So that's important to know. It's not just sort of born and bred Canadians doing it. It could be you soon.
Yes.
So let's talk about your videos because they are, I don't know, they're just so good. And I don't know, I found them very moving and I was so excited to know that somebody I don't want to say as young as you, but as young as you was able to, that you were able to create these amazing videos with such important messages. So there's three that I know about, and I would love to just kind of get your, I mean, people can watch them themselves, but let's just hear kind of what you were thinking, or what you found important about The Magic of Beginnings. What's that one about for somebody who hasn't watched it yet?
Um, it is about my teacher. Her name is Vanessa Woodacre. She is an ESL teacher, and she learned Arabic to help her students who speak Arabic to learn English more and to make them like feel home. So I was a student of her, and I attended that school, and she was very she inspired me a lot, and she helped me a lot with English. And I wanted to make that film to inspire other people, and especially who are um, learning English, to keep going. And it's gonna be a beautiful beginning for all.
That's true. And one of the really amazing things that I've experienced as kind of a volunteer is that exchange of culture and language and food and music. I sort of feel like my world these days is sort of half Syrian. Um, and it's because I like it. Like I listen to Fairuz in the morning, and I have all these weird Syrian habits that I picked up, and weird friends who are I'm very close with. So that's a wonderful kind of effect. And then you know, the newcomers learn new stuff too. So it's a beautiful exchange. I'm very jealous of your teacher for actually knowing how to learn Arabic, because it's such a hard language. But on to the next topic, which is sorry, the next video we're going to talk about. Never Lost, the cell phone short. Tell us about that one.
It is like a short story about like a day of the life of like a refugee, and who is like a war survivor who spent the day just looking for a little rock because it reminded him of home. So the message from that was like that piece of something to keep him with his identity. And I always feel that, and it was like more a personal project. So I expressed the feelings of belonging here and there at the same time in this film.
Yeah, yeah, it's very moving, and it's such an important symbol, isn't it? Because everybody does carry a little piece of themselves. Yeah. How has this been for you, kind of personally? You know, do you feel like you're losing your past, or do you have to make an effort, or do you feel like it's actually you wish it were less with you? How has that been for you personally?
Like some people would say that we don't want to remember the past and we just want to go on. But for me, I feel like for me now and the past were like, I don't want to forget anything because it made me who I am, and I just want to be proud of that and proud of that experience because it just makes the person stronger and more brave to face
Mhm,
the world
mhm.
and to change the world.
Yeah, which you are already, and more to come. How about be kind to your neighbor? The PSA, public, that stands for public service announcement, right?
Yes. So
Yeah, tell
that
us about that.
was more like a awareness video for like all the audience in Canada or all over the world, and also for the refugees, because refugees, including me, we don't usually talk about mental health and stuff. So I always come with those as I don't talk, but I come with those as videos. And I think it was great because when refugees see that, they would say, "Oh, I felt that sometime about post-traumatic disorder,"
Yeah,
and people would understand why they should be kind to their neighbors.
yeah, it's a beautiful message, very important. yeah, dealing with trauma is a huge thing, and a lot of newcomers don't because they're so busy focusing, I guess, on, you know, starting new lives, but then they're carrying this weight that they need to. So
Mhm.
thank you for creating that, and more to come. So I think we're close to the end of the time, and I've got a giant sunbeam destroying my shot right now. So I'm going to say thank you very much, everybody. Please check out the links, watch the videos, and follow this amazing filmmaker who's just starting the beginning of a great career. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, later.